any of the problems that stem from abuse began to surface. You were just glad to be away from home. As you entered adulthood, you focused on getting a job, finishing school, establishing a career, and perhaps on dating, getting married, and having children. You were too busy with these concerns to pay much attention to the effect of your childhood abuse. Once you left home, life seems to promise new beginnings and greater happinesses away from your abusive family. It doesn't take long for you to become disillusioned with your idealized vision of adulthood. Things weren't working out as you had hoped with your education, career, or relationships. You were lonely and depressed much of the time. You started noticing the same characteristics in yourself that you detested and feared in your parents. Perhaps you were drinking more than you liked. Perhaps you were being mean with your own children. You were aware of a vague sense of discomfort and emptiness that nothing seemed to truly satisfy. You started asking some difficult questions that do not have immediate answers, such as why do I feel so alone? Why am I drinking so much lately? How come I can't seem to be in a relationship that lasts? Why am I so angry all the time? Paul describes how he first became aware of something was wrong. I thought I had it made. We had just bought our first home. Meg was pregnant with our second child, and I had just gotten a nice promotion at work. I was on top of the world. Or so you would think. That's when the fight started. I was probably drinking a little more than I should have, and Meg seems to need a lot more from me than usual. After one particular fight, I slapped Megan, and felt, and I felt,
Varla,
I
can I
really felt
ask you
horrible.
something?
That's
What
when it
now?
Don't
struck
you
me.
think it's odd how
This
these
is
doors
exactly
seem
how
to
my
open and
parents'
close
marriage was. I
automatically?
was
Shut
turned
up.
into my dad. I had decided long ago that there was no way I was going to treat my wife and children like my dad treated me and my mom. But here I was doing it. It was frightening. For answers as to why your life isn't working out the way you had expected, you must first
Oh,
look back
come
into your childhood.
on!
By doing
Run!
so, you can see
Easy
how
for
you
you
did
to
exactly
say.
what was necessary to adapt to your abusive family. You will begin to see how your past have formed your present day behavior and attitudes and how they continue to have a hold on you as long as you will remain unconscious to that fact. You will see connections between specific decisions you made very early in life and rigid beliefs you still hold about yourself, about others, and about how life works. You will discover your own inner child and all the joy, innocence, and spontaneous, spontane,
Varla,
spontaneity,
I'm scared. I'm getting
Spontaneity.
chills.
We're in a freezer.
spontaneity.
Spontaneity. It's kind of hard for me. I had problems with it. Hold on. Sp-
I'm hungry.
Spontaneity.
yeah, spontaneity.
Spontaneity.
Yeah.
Spontaneity that you had long forgotten. As you remember, so begins your recovery and healing from the abuse. This will be a gradual process, and throughout you must pay close attention to your feelings and needs. It will require a strong and persistent commitment on your part to become emotionally healthier and spiritually integrated.
We're not
It
getting
may
out
be
this
painful
way.
at times, especially as you remember the buried hurt and anger from your past, but stay with it.
Hmm.
It will be worth it. You are taking a step towards living a life in which you feel whole and complete. You can live a life free from the destructive influence of the past. In my own life and in my psychotherapy practice, I have seen many adult children who have been able to make dramatic change in a way they see themselves and the day they carry on their lives. Your recovery depends in part on your finding other ways to fill the emptiness inside you. If you're trying to fill it with substance or an activity in an addictive way, it won't work. Addictions, whether to drugs or alcohol or to work or relationships, are only short term, immediately functions. They will never work with long term problems. You will never find true happiness in anything external. Your happiness is an inside job. My own recovery has been a long, steady journey. I have recovered from a few different addictions, each of which I can now see was an attempt to cover up the intense loneliness and isolation I felt. I had to grieve from my missing childhood, blame my parents for not giving me what I thought I should have had, and then forgive them for being nothing more and nothing less than who they were. Finally, I had to forgive myself for what I saw as my immense failure to make my parents happy. I realized that for years I had carried the blame for not having made my own, and dad knew better about themselves. Now empty, the internal emptiness I once
Tom?
felt more
Hello,
and more
Tom.
consistently filled with the spirit of life and love,
Hello, Tom.
children, quality of innocence,
How's
and I
that?
once knew naturally, have now been able to recover. This is to me
Wait,
what
what are you
recovery
doing?
is all about. Cool. I'm excited about this book. It's really short, actually.
It's pretty informative.
Yeah, I like it. It's very straight up.
Tom. Tom,
I am hungry.
Did you eat today at all? What'd you have?
I had Chipotle.
What time
hungry?
though?
The rice bowl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's it's probably not enough. Yeah, I probably should eat something. But I had melatonin just now, so I'm about to probably want to fall asleep soon.
Goodbye.
But I like reading stuff ahead, so I know how to act properly one day when I become a mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have that aspiration.
Like you want the world to good place.
I mean, yeah, I want the world to be a good place, but I'm messed up.
It's only gonna get worse though.
Mm.
Yeah.
What the nothing is
It's
that?
interesting to
I
read
don't
stuff
think I
and
want
then
to
you think
find
about all
out.
the stuff.
Yeah.
Are you fixing your nails?
Yeah.
Cool.
They got too long. I needed to file them down.
Do you just not cut them now?
I cut them too far. If I cut them, I can't get them even.
Oh.
I've got no chill with nail clippers. So I just file them down. Doesn't take that much longer. And you have more control. Panda,
What?
cut your nails.
He filed his nails.
Okay, Panda, file your nails. Whatever. His nails are crazy long.
Yeah.
Like they make mine look real short.
I have no nails. So.
I mean, I can grow nails, and I did it just to see how long I could keep them, but I normally keep them real short.
Oh, I've had my longest was like a full 1 centimeter long.
I'm not going that long.
Oh my god.
This link was bothering me, so I decided to file it down.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I guess like, but then see the part where like one of the dude was saying like he becomes bad when he started to act like he's too bad.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
my! What's
But
that
like, I wonder if
stench?
people are self-aware about that.
Smells like something
Some of them are,
crawled in
and
here
some of them
and
aren't.
died.
Normally,
Too much
abuse
to ask
cases
for
go
such
one of two
Papa
ways.
Caesar.
Maybe one of three. One, they try to get as far away as they can. Two, they go to
Got to be
another abusive
fucking
relationship.
kidding
Or
me.
three, they become an
What
abuser
is
in a
it?
No
relationship.
idea, but it
It's
looks
hard
like
to
it's
get out of
going
that
to
cycle.
charge.
But Varla, I don't have any money on me.
So let's
What
just say that
Jasper
you
saw
have a
in you,
dad
I'll never.
who's like he
Did
always
I
kind of is
mention the
scared
thing he'd like me
with
to
him
do
because
with
like he has
my,
bad
Quiet girl. We've got some
Yeah,
prime rib to prepare.
I can definitely relate to that. What about it?
just like if you were a little kid then your dad's like shut up.
My dad did worse than that, man.
But like in general. I don't think,
Now I've
but I
seen
don't
it
think you
all.
would do that to like any baby. So
I would never do that because I'm mortified of being anything
Shoot
like
her
him.
udder! Her
Mhm.
other what?
Her tits.
Ugh,
Her
no.
tits what?
I have
Just
problems
shoot!
telling my goddaughters no, and they know it.
Mm.
Aunt Ashley is weak at those babies, so
Mm.
that's okay though.
Yeah.
They need to be spoiled some anyway. Their parents are crap.
I think finding the right balance of disciplining children and like being abusive is like there's like a line.
I think that some spanking is fine.
Mhm.
I don't think it should be done out of anger, you know?
Mhm.
Like say that you're gonna get a spanking at this time or whatever,
Why
and
is
then
everyone
wait until
throwing
you
things at
calm
me
down because if
today?
you spank that kid while you're pissed, you're gonna hit them really hard. So, yeah. You need a cool down period between telling them they're in trouble and actually doing it.
Some days I don't know. I'm just like I've heard people back then. I was like, oh, why is he treating me this way? They're like, look at the dad. I was like, oh. But then I guess like when you're somebody, you should really take note on other people. I guess.
Yeah. Because they were raised through that, and some of them just think that that's how they're going to be too, because that's how their parents were.
Mm.
And it's just like a never ending cycle of abuse because they pass that on to their kids and shit.
Mm. Crazy.
Yeah.
Mm.
What are these YouTube videos, Panda? Did you fix your rig? Is it not crashing anymore?